Lazy exercises. Spot removing. Fat. A lot of people like to, you see it online a lot. A lot of people will say you can't spot remove. Some people will say you can. And it's important to understand that both are right. When they say you can't spot remove fat, they're trying to say like you can't like just do ab exercises and then lose belly fat, right? That's what they're trying to say, typically. But the fact that you can lose weight from one specific, certain area and not from others, so you can deliberately reshape your body right and shape it in a way that you want. Most ladies, want to lose stomach and weight in their stomach area, but they don't want to lose weight in their thighs and buttocks because they want that, thickness, right? So how can you shrink your stomach without shrinking the rest, your ass and thighs? Well, that's where the idea of spot reduction, right? Spot reduction through exercise. Now you have to understand you have two components, upper body and lower body, right? So you have upper body and lower body. And for guys, our main, fat issue tends to be upper body, mainly in our stomach area, right? For the ladies, tend to be more below the belt, right? Lower body. So you would think that, okay, if the problem area is lower body, do lower body exercises, and that should take care of that problem. And the reverse, right? If your problem area is upper body, then work upper body, and that should take care of the problem. But on average, most people's bodies don't work that way, especially largely because of gravity. All right, so your body, from my experience and from seeing other people working out and whatnot, I do notice there's a pattern. This is more of a theory than anything, is people who work out lower body more than upper body tend to lose more upper body fat than they do lower body. So their upper body tends to get thinner while their lower body either stays the same or gets a little bit bigger. And vice versa. People who work upper body, their upper body, right, their lower body tends to get smaller. Sometimes people make the joke, like when it comes to guys, the whole skip a leg day thing, where the guy focuses so much working on his upper body and skips legs day that he's big on the top, small on the bottom. All right? Logically, you would think that his lower body will kind of stay the same. If his lower body was already big when he started working out, it should still be big. And when he works up his upper body should technically be almost equally proportional to his lower body. But instead, the reverse happens where the lower body shrinks in the upper body while the upper body is growing. So there has to be a correlation to that, right? It is possible that the way your body wants to use energy is that it doesn't want to use energy in its immediate surroundings. So it's going to pull it from a different part of your body. So if you're working upper body, your body's going to use the fat in your lower body for energy, and vice versa. So that's my theory. And from my personal experience, I've noticed that yes, whenever I want to make my stomach smaller, which is something I'm working on now, right? And I have, my love handles and back fat and all that stuff is definitely slimming. So that's really good. Largely, when it comes to like burning calories, I tend to do, well, as you can see right here, which I will be doing, is using the exercise bike, and that's mainly lower body. Or over there we got the treadmill, right? Or just walking. So like I should do more of ab exercises, obviously, just to get the core muscles going. But the point is that my stomach slims on its own just because I do a lot of lower body stuff. Because I walk a lot, especially for work. I use exercise bike, treadmills, right? So I move with my legs a lot. So not surprising that my upper body is slimming, but my lower body isn't really slimming. All right, still got big, powerful legs, big, strong legs. So, but if I started, not started, but if I keep, putting more effort in my upper body training, then I should see a reverse where my lower body is reducing. So another possibility for the theory concept is your body, let's say technically it pulls more from your center of gravity. So let's say it pulls more energy like the fat and burns the fat more in your center of gravity area, right? Which might be right above your navel. So obviously it's going to create a void, right? Because you're burning the fat in that specific, in the center of your body. It's going to create a void, which means at some point it needs to get filled up, right? So with gravity, most of the upper body fat, right, in your chest, arm, areas, right, are going to eventually come down to fill in that gap, right? And if that keeps happening multiple times, slowly but surely you start seeing that you're shrinking, right? Because your body is, is trying to fill in. This is why most of your fat hangs out, like your love handles, right? Your thighs, under your arms, because of gravity. It's pulling that stuff down. So, that's why, like I said, if you work up upper body, you might notice that your lower body is the part that's shrinking, because it's the shifting of the fat itself, shifting around to make up for that loss of fat from your workouts. So that's another potential theory. Just something to keep in mind. Obviously, you can try it out, experiment, do a lot of lower body exercises, right, and see how it helps your upper body, and vice versa. Do a lot of upper body exercises and see if it helps out with your lower body, right? Doesn't hurt to give something a try. Just something I wanted to put out there, because, like I said, in the fitness community, there's the idea of like you can't spot remove fat. All you could do is try to do a total body exercise, right? Total body routines, and just let the fat melt off on its own, and let your body decide how, in the order in which it's going to get rid of the fat, and and then lose whatever you're trying to lose, or fix whatever problem areas, just basically random, so to speak, instead of trying to figure out what's the best method to lose the fat you want to lose in specific areas. Just try to lose fat in general, and that should hit indirectly what you're trying to hit, right? So, and every method works. I mean, the main thing is control your calorie intake, and the calories you burn, obviously, and then go from there. Well, that should be enough. I gotta get to burning calories.